Hey, it's Wisdom Wednesday. Are you guys ready to find out how the real estate market is going? It's time. It's time to figure out how the real estate market is going. So, the special guest in right now, and you should have a request to join to the room. There you are.
How's it
Hey,
going?
Tyler. How are you? Happy Wisdom Wednesday.
Happy Wisdom Wednesday.
Thank you. Awesome. This is a platform here with IG, and on Wednesdays, I try to give real estate market information or anything real estate related. Just be able to share some knowledgeable information, keep anybody who's interested in real estate informed with how the market's going, financing side. Also, anything about, residential, commercial real estate. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and shoot off, and IG will do what it does, most importantly, and send out invites to people and let them know that we are here.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, and I want to thank you for having me on here today. I'm looking forward to this and just spreading what's going on in the real estate market right now. So,
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining. Hey, Danielle. I see you waving at the bottom. Glad the comments are working. So we are ready to shoot off. There is a section, if you guys have any questions, down at the bottom, a little speaking bubble with a question mark in the middle. So I'll definitely periodically check, or you can just type them into the comments if you have any questions for myself or Ty. But we're going to go ahead and start off. And today we are talking about the current real estate market here in Charleston, South Carolina. I have an expert here with me today, and it's Mr. Tyrone Coleman, and he is a mortgage loan officer from Guild Mortgage. So, hi, Ty. Do you want to go ahead and tell them maybe just a little bit brief background of your bio?
yeah, sure. Yep, I come from a background of credit counseling. I was a credit counselor for a nonprofit organization for a little while, and then also was a budget counselor as well. So I kind of help people with budgeting and their credit, helping people improve their credit. And then I decided to launch off into the loan officer world, and now I'm a loan officer with Guild Mortgage, and I'm happy to be there. It's a great company, and I'm enjoying what I do.
Awesome. That's excellent. Well, I'm happy that you're here to share your wisdom with us. One thing that I don't know if you guys heard it, but he was a part of credit counseling. So that is a big perk to have a mortgage loan officer that understands if credit rebuilding or credit repair is necessary. So definitely a source of information and a wealth of knowledge there for you all. So definitely let me know or reach out to Ty. We'll share his contact information at the end of the video as well. Or just reach out to me, your girl Noel Lawhorn with Show and Sell with Noel, and I'll be happy to connect you with him. So again, today we're talking about the Charleston real estate market, and it is cooling off. Yay! As a real estate agent, even as much as I loved the last couple of years, which were super busy, super, just very prosperous years for me. At the same time, I still have a heart for traditional kind of real estate deals and transactions where it's kind of a meeting of the minds, if you will call it, where buyer is able to come meet in the middle, where the seller is able to meet in the middle, and both parties feel like one sells the property and one closes on to purchase the property. Both parties feel like they actually win in the end. They both are very satisfied with the transaction. So with the market cooling off, Ty, what are some things that you're seeing as the market is starting to cool off?
Yeah. So with the market cooling off, it's a big plus for the buyers because as the market is cooling off, prices are going down just a little bit, and which makes it where more buyers are able to purchase. And then also a big thing is that there's more inventory out there. So I know last couple of years, I mean, the inventory has been super low, and with that, it was a lot of competition for a house, and then it drove prices up. So with it cooling off, I mean, this is a huge plus. And I'm thankful for our buyers. And if with loan officers, we're solely on the buyer side of things, so we get to see the struggle over and over and over again that buyers have. But now I'm starting to see that change a little bit here because now buyers are offering, or sellers are offering, to pay closing costs again, where two, like you said, the buyer and the seller can come together and they both can win at the end. So we're starting to see that again more and more. So it's really good in that aspect.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. Just recently with some listings and stuff, we're seeing the market actually take a trend down. So now, as far as with a real estate agent, it actually skill set is going to be very important. Like making sure if you are looking to list your home and sell your home with a real estate agent, I highly encourage you to work with someone who is experienced, someone who is going to be able to know how to get comparative market analysis reports over to you to show what your price point should be, because price matters more than anything right now in the current market. You can't just put a house on the market and it's going to be there $30,000 over asking, over the market value, which is how we determine the market value is through a process called the appraisal during your transaction, right? So the appraisal was, it's an opinion report on whether or not what the property actually market value is. So right now, listing a property, over market value, that property is going to sit there. That property is we're seeing properties now sit over 30 days when we all can attest properties were going in less than 24 hours. I have listed multiple properties and received offers, like literally click live active listing in the MLS. It goes on the MLS and my phone starts ringing immediately. We would like to put an offer sight unseen on this property, right? And I mean, shout out to my photographer and your girl, because, I know how to get your list ready. But no, it's just because inventory was at an all-time low. That was one of the reasons why people were screaming that, oh, the market is going to crash, that we see a real estate market, a housing market crash. No, it wasn't. So it was intentional to increase the interest rates so that we could be able to kind of slow things down. We had, at one point there was 20 buyers to, 20 offers coming in on a property. And now we're seeing that number trickle down. We may be getting about, I know for me recently, it's been about 5 offers or so. And then more recent listings, I'm getting like 2 or 3. So still a good time to list and sell your property because multiple offers is still an option. But with that price decrease that we're seeing, where it's not really a decrease that's going in value, it's actually now you're more, the market is becoming more stable. So your property is actually at market value, which is a good thing for our community and buyers as well, because now affordability in the Charleston market is becoming a little bit better. So I'm excited to see that, not just on the side of the buyers, but also on the seller side as well. And I'll touch really quick on that as well, what is the perk if you are listing your property right now, and your property sits for 20 days, right? One of the good things that is you're going to get a serious buyer that comes. Right? All before, when the property was being sold at, in 24 hours or, 72 hours, buyers were shooting from the hip. Some of them weren't pre-approved already. Like they were, offering astronomical amounts over the listing price and didn't have the cash on hand. So there were a lot of, scrambling for listing agents because we're having to try to save the deal or, fearful of putting the house back on the market. But now we're getting a lot more serious buyers. They're coming with their either pre-approval or pre-qualification letters. Their lenders like Ty, they're reaching out, they're calling and saying, hey, my buyer is like pretty much through underwriting at this point. Income has been verified. And so as a listing agent, that's the call we want to hear. Like, we want to hear how qualified the buyer is and how serious the buyer is as far as for purchasing the property. So we are seeing there are some perks on the listing side as well. If you want to, as on the selling side, if you want to sell your property in the current market that is cooling off, it doesn't mean necessarily that your property it has depreciated to an amount. No, it's actually just stabilizing, and it's going to be it still can sell at a good affordable market price and market value. So thank you, Ty. Definitely agree with you on that. And is there anything else that you would say is like contributing also to the market and it's cooling down on behalf of the buyers?
Yeah, so I think the interest rates are part of how things are cooling off a little bit. But one thing that is benefiting as of very recently with interest rates is that interest rates took a little bit of a dip. The last time the federal government hiked up the interest rates, I guess it's been about a week ago now, the mortgage interest rates actually took a dip. A lot of people think that when the federal government hikes up the interest rates is automatically directly connected to mortgage interest rates. It's not. So the reaction to the mortgage market, I guess you'd say, is that the interest rates took a little bit of a dip, which was great for buyers, or which is great for buyers because it's still a little lower than it was before. So right now, I mean, we don't know how long that's going to last, but right now, I would say is a great time to purchase. Where we're in this hot spot where home prices dropped a little bit, interest rates just dropped a little bit, and I think it's just a perfect time to buy. So if whoever's out there that was thinking about it, I think it's a good time to just go, just see what you can get right now.
Absolutely. Look at you dropping these nuggets for people. Y'all heard it from the expert. Y'all didn't hear from me. He look at rates every single day. The rates dropped. Like, regardless, there's all these, different rumors out there of how the interest rates follow other rates and stuff. The mortgage rates just took a dip. And I literally got an email about current rates on Monday. And I was like, ooh. Buyers in my spirit. Hey, hello, interest rates dropped. It's time to go. Time. If you were sleeping on it, you were sitting on it. It's time to move right now because the rates are good. And that's one thing I don't think we talk enough about is like how interest rates right now are actually still pretty low compared to decades over time of what interest rates used to be. Like, I can recall where I knew my parents had an 11% interest rate back in 2008, like easily. And then, talking to them and I'm like, hey, rates are in the 5%, and they're like, well, what does that mean? That means you refinance to get a lower mortgage payment at this point. Like, let's talk to an expert and get you refinanced into a better loan program with a better rate. And let's go ahead and finish off the last 15 years of your mortgage, right? So that is a big perk for buyers right now. We're here to tell you all as the market is cooling off, this is a prime time opportunity. Just as Ty said, rates just dropped. And now, most importantly, because sellers have been watching their neighbors' houses, their sister, brother, cousin, uncle's house sell in 24 hours now, right? I'm going to give y'all the sauce, buyers. Now, when their house is sitting there for 15 to 20 days, they're desperate. The market is changing. It is about to transition over back to either it's going to be an even playing field or it's going right back to a buyer's market here shortly, right? So what does that mean to you buyers? That means contact me so that I can help you put in a solid offer and be able to possibly get you some closing cost assistance. And be able to send you over to the market experts like Ty himself here, who may have loan programs to be able to assist you also on the back end of your loan, so that we can get you to the table. We can get you some keys in your hand. It is not the time right now to sit back and wait for, I'm not really sure what people are waiting for. They're waiting for a crash, which they think that, we're going to see a $75,000 house hit the market. You may, but it won't be in Charleston. So I'm just going to let you know, you may, y'all can shop on Google, Zillow all day long, but it won't be here in Charleston. So Charleston market is still strong. It's still going good. It's just cooling just a little bit. It's stabilizing. So when you hear us use the word cooling off, that means the market is becoming more stable. And we want to kind of see that transition where it's not so predominantly heavy on the sell side, because we saw some major changes happen in real estate. For instance, in South Carolina, our residential agreement to purchase, our contract, changed recently in June, where we now have a due diligence period, which is heavily weighted, in my opinion, towards the seller. Now, we used to have an option for repair addendum where a buyer would be able to get the home inspected under contract, be able to request repairs, and the repair procedure was negotiated between the seller and the buyer. And there were specific repairs that a seller was basically contractual repairs that we pretty much can assume a seller is going to repair while under contract in order to sell their property. That language has changed. The contract has changed. It is now a due diligence process, which means you have a set number of days as a buyer to get your home inspected, and you may request repairs, but there's no real obligation for the seller to make those repairs. Those are some of the changes that we saw coming because it was such a strong seller's market over the years. So now to see the market stabilizing, good news is we're going to get a little bit more power back into the buyers, and we're going to kind of even out the playing field for both parties now. Ty, did you have anything else that you wanted to kind of add in before we talk about some services that you offer?
No, I think that's good.
Good. I think we covered it. So, as a mortgage loan officer with Guild Mortgage, tell us a little bit, I don't know, maybe pick your favorite program or pick the program that you feel is working right now as the market is cooling off, or that you are utilizing frequently with your buyers and clientele.
Yeah, one of my favorite programs right now is a program we call Cash Pass. Cash Pass is a program where a buyer can literally offer cash even though they're financing their home. Okay. And the way that works is that our company, Guild Mortgage, will purchase on their behalf so long as they're qualified for that mortgage and they qualify with us. And then we'll purchase it on their behalf and are able to offer a cash offer on their behalf. And then we'll do the financing on the back end. So that's the way that works. That way it's a stronger offer for our buyers. And I absolutely love it because it helps our buyers win.
Ooh, I'm definitely intrigued. Send me some info on the Cash Pass. That is definitely a win-win. Still, like we said, even though the market is stabilizing, and the houses are, they're lasting a little bit more on the market. At the same time, we're still seeing multiple offers. So what I love when we have, mortgage companies like Guild Mortgage with Ty that are offering ways to, give the buyer a little bit more leverage in the market with this program. So that's a big perk. So I know for me, if the roles were reversed and I was the listing agent on a property and I had a 45-day financial contingency offer to a cash offer, 9 times out of 10, as long as that cash offer is coming, close to market value and it's a strong offer with, little less terms and, even terms kind of deal, the seller is likely to lean towards the cash. So Mike, I do have a couple of questions for you, Ty, just if you're able to answer about that program. So if a buyer utilizes that program, what is your usual closing time frame for that?
It's usually under 30 days, a little under 30 days. We like to give 30 days because it just gives us time. But it could be under 30 days, being as though they are already fully approved at that point. So so they have to go through the full approval process on that. So yeah, typically a little under 30 days.
Excellent. Even better. Even better. Those are the terms that we're talking about when we compare multiple offers. We are looking at the most important terms as far as for the seller in making a decision on who to select and accept the offer from. And one of the most important terms, aside from purchase price, is going to usually be the closing date on a property, unless otherwise specified in the listing. Most sellers are expecting a 30-day or less closing. So, we're seeing a lot more of that where, the traditional 45, 60-day closings, if you come with a lender that needs that amount of time frame, likely your offer, regardless of your terms, your offer may not make the top of the pile. And that's just, it depends. Obviously, it's specific to the particular seller, but I can say about a good 85-90% of the time, closing date is one of the most important terms when dealing with a multiple offer situation, and whether which offer will be accepted. So I really like that program that you offer. Do you think with that program, Ty, is the interest rate, since you're going to do financing on the back end, is it a competitive rate?
It is a competitive rate. Actually, it's a really competitive rate. So and obviously it depends on where the market is at the time, but it's pretty much just as competitive as any other rate.
Awesome. So, y'all heard it here today from the expert. Thank you guys for joining. I am Noel Lawhorn with Show and Sell with Noel, and I'm a top producing realtor here in Charleston, South Carolina. And with us today, dropping all the gems, was Coleman. And Ty, can you tell them how to reach you?
Sure. Well, I'm with Guild Mortgage, and you can reach me. You can reach me from my email. It's Tcoleman, it was spelled Tcoleman @guildmortgage.net. Or you can give me a call at 610-505-2514, and you can reach me the easiest those two ways.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ty, for your time today and all your wisdom that you shared with everyone. We definitely appreciate you, and exactly, I will continue to refer business over to you as well, because he just hands down, I really, one of the things we didn't talk about today is like how important it is to work with a mortgage loan officer that is going to be patient with you, not, feeling like you're dealing with a car salesman. And that's important for me. So predominantly when I'm working with buyers, I am typically working with first-time home buyers, or, I may have a seller who is turning around to actually purchase a property from me. And, I would like to have a local lender that I can call, a local loan officer, so I can call on the dime and say, look, can you do scenarios for us? If it's a first-time home buyer, which program is best for their scenario. And then also if it's a seller and they sold their property, they have this amount of equity in net that they walked away with, what's the best scenario on how to utilize these funds in order to purchase, even if the rates are higher, to maybe possibly buy down the rate. All of that is so important to me. So Ty, I definitely thank you so very much for your time today. And you guys know how to reach me. I'm Noel Lawhorn, Show and Sell with Noel. You can find me on any of the social media platforms with Show and Sell with Noel, or you can call me at 843-489-1141 and look out for next Wisdom Wednesday. We'll be back at 2:30 p.m. sharing some more wisdom with you about the real estate market. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.